Okay, condo boards. Let's talk condo boards next. Let's actually share that you brought this to the table. This is a pretty, from your perspective, and it's not that we don't agree on this. We agree on many parts of this, Patrick, but this is a bold move by, what is this, the province? Who's making this bold move, and what is bold move?
This is the city of Vancouver. Okay, so we know that the issue in many cities, Vancouver, Toronto, the bigger cities, is a big deal. And that is that there's not enough rental units available. So what the city of Vancouver did was they went in and they said, okay, the buildings within the strata that have rules that say no rentals, they have to rent. So they're what's the word, superseding, or they're over, whatever the word is. I've lost the word. But at the end of the day, what they're saying is, forget the strata agreement, you have to rent out units. Now, their whole point of that is, in their mind, is that it's going to create more rental supply. And in the reality of it, it's not likely to do that. Now, this goes back to, I talked about bureaucracy earlier. This is about vote getting. This is people, this is actually, and maybe they believe it, but Vancouver, city of Vancouver, is not known for being bright. That's just, and that's not just my opinion. That's kind of the city of Vancouver, the residents, many. But the point is this: they're saying that we need more residential units, and this is them appeasing many who say, open up these units here that are not rentable, because you have investors or buyers who own those units. They may or may not use them through the course of the year. They say, well, they're secondary residents. I'm there at least a month of the year. And what the city of Vancouver is saying is that's not enough. You have to rent those units out. You have to put them up. You can't use that, or you pay the vacancy tax. Then ultimately, that vacancy tax becomes revenue for the city. Got it. But what happens is those individuals who own those units are going to sell them, probably, or many will. And at the end of the day, will they go to investors? Maybe, but they're just as likely to go to end users, which doesn't actually free up rental space. It then generates more tax because there's more transactions with transfer tax, city taxes, blah, blah, blah. The point is that it's kind of an interesting move. We'll see how it works out, but I think we're going to find that it doesn't work. It's not going to make a difference. The other side of that is that historically, when these kinds of changes have been made in other cities, what we've seen is the value of the property go up because some investors do move in the building, and that actually increases the price of that property. But it's very controversial, because if I bought into a building because there was no rental units, and now they're saying, and I say that whole property is my home, that whole building is my home, then now we're having the city come in and go, no, you can't do that anymore. You have to have renters in there. That might piss me off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can appreciate how, a municipality coming in and forcing something on a condo strata is not, it's not great. I mean, it's not good. It's more government intervention, and there's definitely an element there where that's not good for investors. I mean, anytime a government could come in and play with my asset, I'm not excited about that.
No, exactly. And there's no history that proves it works. It's actually quite the reverse of that it's not really doesn't make that big a difference. So we'll see how it all unfolds.
It's going to work for them. And I'll tell you why it's going to work for them. And when I say them, I mean the city, because it's going to generate more tax for them. They did it because a bunch of people are asking for it. So they're saying, hey, we just did what you said, but it's not going to help the housing situation. So they're not going to be able to say it helped the housing situation. But from their perspective, yeah, it's probably going to hit some of their check boxes, because it's going to generate more tax revenue for them, unfortunately, at our expense.